Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shrev, and we are in the question corner today. Um, so, you may or may not remember, but it has been over a year now at this point, where I tweeted out a Ask Me Anything on Twitter. I tweeted this out on October 14th, 2019. So it has been over a year. I don't know if I had to give an excuse for this. It was coming around the time when I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and it was, I think, right after I released my big chunk of a video of the Sly 3 debug menu tutorial, which I had worked very hard on. The whole Sly 3 prototype series actually was probably one of my most proudest moments ever, because I had worked pretty much day and night. I mean, granted, it was like summer break, so I didn't have much going on, but like, I worked day and night to get those videos out, and I ended it all with the debug menu tutorial, which is still doing fairly well. So I'm really happy about that. But the consequence of all that being was, well, I basically burned out on YouTube and on Sly Cooper. So right after I tweeted out that sort of Ask Me Anything tweet, and I got a few questions, I did not want to look at a video editor like for a while. It took me a while to like get myself back in front of Premiere Pro and be like, okay, I'm gonna edit a video instead of uploading random gaming clips. So yeah, it took me a while. And fun fact, I still haven't played Sly like to this day. I'll definitely get back into it, but over it has been a year at least since I seriously sat down and played some Sly Cooper. That's how burnt out I was on the series, and that's how burnt out I was on YouTube. But I'm not burnt out anymore. I'm gonna get back to finally answering these questions that people asked me because man, oh man, I am late to the party on this. Okay, let's get right into them. So Roman Mento asked favorite platformers other than Sly. For those of you who don't know, by the way, Roman was one of the founders of the Sly Cooper modding server, which was of course my inspiration. They were the guys who like were behind obtaining the Sly 3 prototype and releasing it and whatnot. And so that's really like, if there's anyone I have to thank for my channel's growth, it's probably for Roman and the modding crew. He made the modding Discord, and they're going crazy on all sorts of stuff. If you're interested in the slime modding scene, I'd definitely recommend checking out that server. And if you follow Roman, he's probably tweeting out about Persona stuff, so if you like Persona, you'll probably like this dude. Anyways, he asked me favorite platformers other than Sly. Good question. Other than Sly, there's a lot. I grew up with quite a lot of them. One of them actually, Croc. I still have it right here. Croc was pretty fun. I played it when I was younger. I didn't beat it, but I do want to get back to it sometimes. I really liked it. I liked Croc. Crash. I grew up with Crash 3. Crash 3 was really fun. Rayman 1, 2, and 3. I really liked them. I haven't played Origins or Legends yet, though I've heard they are really good. So I will have to get around to those. Ratchet, I really liked the PS2 Ratchet games. PS3 Ratchet games are whatever to me, but the PS2 ones are really fun. I never really got into Jack, for some reason. I got into Daxter. Daxter was really fun, but I just never really got into the mainline Jack series. Yeah, that's about it. In terms of platformers, that's mostly what I can think of. Uh, but yeah, those are my favorite platformers. Cooper asked, "What's your most memorable gamer moment?" And Cooper, he does some really good graphic design. You might remember him for the whole sort of realistic raccoon simulator cover that he made. That was him. Uh, Full credit to that. He's really good. He currently moderates the modding server Discord, so he's also a really cool person. So I would definitely uh, hit him up if you need art. He's really good at what he does. But anyways, he asked me, "What is your most memorable gamer moment?" This is a tough one. Um, it's weird because like when I have to remember something specifically in gaming, all those moments are like way too recent for me. So I have to like kind of dig deep to give like I guess sort of like a meaningful answer. Um, Honestly, here I'll think of something, right? So I had played Sly 2, and I was getting myself hyped up for Sly 3. So this was around 2004, 2005. I was constantly visiting the Sly 3 website, which doesn't exist anymore, though it is on archive.org. Um, but they had like trailers for each of the villains. I think this was after Sly 3 had released. But they had like trailers and sort of brief gameplay or whatever of Sly versus each of the villains, or that when the boss battle of each of those villains. And the one thing that was like that stood out to me in Sly 3 was Sly versus General Sao, the bamboo arena, where like Sly can jump from one end to the other, and he can switch directions in the air with the circle button. That was really cool to me because I was like, "Whoa, this is a new game mechanic." I was slightly disappointed about it when I actually played it like a year later, but it was still really cool to like finally get to that moment in the game and realize, "Oh, whoa, okay, hold on, this is like the middle of the episode. I'm fighting against Sao now, and I'm doing it on this epic battlefield where I can jump and switch directions in the air with this double. Oh no, it was double jump. Sorry, it was switch directions in the air with the double jump. It was still a really cool moment for me. I really enjoyed it. So if I had to like give a memorable gaming moment, it would have to be that one. That boss fight was just really cool, especially when I was really hyped for it the whole time. Sir Bowlerhat asks best game genre and best title of said genre. Sir Bowlerhat's a cool dude as well. His question, the answer to his question, this is definitely a really tough one because I feel like I change like what genre I like every week or something, and it really comes down to what I've been playing that week. But anyways, I think the best genre for me, like one that I'll always like, is are sort of those games that treat video games as like an art, but doesn't take the controller away from you. And I think the best game in that genre, like, okay, to give you some examples of the games that I'm thinking about in that genre, and it might differ for you. So games that like treat as an art, I'm thinking of like Journey, Ico, or Eco, I don't know how to pronounce it, Last Guardian to some degree, Shadow of the Colossus, sort of those like games that are kind of cinematic, but they set out to tell a story first and foremost, and they have like decent or solid gameplay to complement it. In more recent times, right, I could say like Pray for the Gods in some degree, and more recently, I would say Ghost of Tsushima even tries to like balance that line of still being like a really really solid game, but if you play it on like very easy, you can take in all that art and like all of the animations, the graphics. Best game in that genre for me, I think, would be Shadow of the Colossus. I think it balances being a marvel to look at while also being a really fun game to play. It's not overly gamey, it's not overly artsy. It balances those two really, really well to make a really good final product. So that would be my answer there. Siebes, oh Siebes, he's a funny lad. He does art too. If you want good art from him, feel free to hit him up. He makes some really good art. I really like him, and once you get to know him, he's honestly a really funny dude. He asked me, "What got you into Sly in the first place?" I actually got into Sly at a friend's birthday party back in 2005. 2005, yeah, it was 2005, where I was at a birthday party and they were playing Sly 1 on the PS2. And I remember looking at that. I was like, "Wow, what game is that?" Right? And so my friend was like, "Oh, it's this game." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And he's like, "You want to try it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And I don't know if if this was intentional or not, but it was the final boss fight of Sly 1. So it was me versus Clockwork, and I kept dying because of course I did. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was really fun. And of course, like you being like when you're a kid, right? Like you play a game at a friend's house, you're like, "Oh, I want to play that game," right? And so me being like the really smart person that I was, I ended up getting Sly 2. Even though Sly 1 and Sly 2 were right next to each other on the store shelves, I picked up Sly 2. And the rest is history. So yeah, if you're ever wondering like why I don't hold Sly 1 in as big of a regard as some other people do, it's because I played Sly 2 first from like start to finish. Sorry. Sly 1's still good though, but Sly 2 is even better. The last question actually came from Discord because I did advertise this in my Discord server as well. If you're not in there, links in the description below. Nothing really happens there, but it's cool, I guess. Zach Dude asked me earliest memory. Zach's a really cool guy as well. I worked with him on the wiki for a while. He's just a really, really cool dude. Earliest memory, man. Ooh, I don't even remember. I think if I had to like say it, right? I think my earliest memory would be me playing Rayman 1 on the PlayStation 1 when I was like 3. I was not good at that game because I was 3, and I remember getting scared by a few enemies here and there. But I made it all the way to like the musical level, which I thought was really, really good. But then I played it like a month ago, and I was like, what? It's not that hard to get to the musical level. But of course, it's been more than 20 years now. But yeah, my earliest memory would probably be me just playing Rayman 1 because that was my first video game that I'd ever played. And I just remember getting scared by stuff there. But it was a fun game, and going back to it, it's still pretty fun. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that's been the Q&A. That's been very, very long overdue. My sincere apologies to those who asked me questions and did not receive any answers until now. If I ever do another Q&A, I will try to be much, much more prompt than I was this time around. If you want me to do more Q&A videos like these ones, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Feel free to ask me questions, and maybe the video responses to those will come out less than a year from now. Anyways, that's been me. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here. It's a roller coaster of videos, but I try to do what I like to do. And if you like what I do, then hey, stick around. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.